waking up in Vegas. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Thanks for intro.
I sound so
with
bassy.
Yeah.
Hi.
Bass is good. Bass is good. Little erotic city, little sin city.
Good song.
Yes.
Good choice.
You know, I think it's a tradition. It's a classic. It's I think it represents our city very, very well.
It does. It's a very erotic city here in Las Vegas, for sure, for sure.
Well, first of all, everybody, thank you so much for listening to what we have to say today.
Yes, I appreciate it.
I think we're going to be a plethora of information when it comes to
You
Las
always
Vegas.
are.
Well, you know, I'm celebrating my 15-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yay, I'm still alive. Woo!
The goal hasn't been met.
Goal
I'm
hasn't
still
quite been
alive.
yet. You know, I moved here from Kansas thinking that one day Prince Charming would be flying in on that jet.
Yeah.
And I told Mama back on the farm, you know, like, and Prince Charming is not coming to Kansas over
No.
this white picket fence.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you can't land in a cornfield very well, so I'm still, it's not wrapped up quite yet with a big fat bow to go, so I'm still
Soon.
here.
Maybe.
I have a feeling.
Okay, that's good.
You know, I started Bucket List, LasVegasBucketList.com, and so many people's bucket lists are coming true that, including all my girlfriends,
Right.
marrying rock star drummers with Black Sabbath and having these fantasy weddings and traveling the world and doing all this stuff. I'm like, it's my turn next.
Yeah,
it's coming, it's coming, it's
Sure.
coming. I'm last, and I know why I'm last is because my mission has been here to help so many people. What we call hashtag bucket and do it. And
Bucket and do it.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You excited about next week?
Well, depends on what's going on next week.
Well, with the
If I'm jumping out of a plane, then no.
I know, I keep trying to get him to jump out
But you
of a
should
plane.
be.
Well, maybe if George goes.
But guess what?
What?
At my event at Foundation Room. It's actually all industries events, so I expect you to be there. A little pressure right now.
Did we do it at the same time?
We just totally did that at the same time.
Yes, you did.
We think quite alike, I guess. That's funny.
Foundation Room, 7 p.m. a week from tonight, is a fundraiser for saving Rosenmoor
Yes.
Animal Habitat.
Very awesome habitat.
Yeah, so all club industries come together. Now, George and I worked on a little thing with Cheryl over at Indoor Skydiving.
Oh, did you?
We already took care of it.
Yes.
Wow. You guys are doing things under the.
Well, since you're too
Radar.
scared to jump out of a plane.
Well, it's not the scared factor. It's the fact that I want to accomplish more in life before I do that.
They have donated an indoor skydiving and
Sweet.
to be raffled off, so you need to come in.
Okay.
And it also comes with a DVD. Thank you very much, George.
Nice. Good job, George.
And all proceeds go to the non-profit organization Rosenmoor. So
That's right.
I'm
And-
really stoked about that.
I am too, and that's going to be an awesome event over there at the Foundation Room. So
I mean, we've got everyone from Crazy Horse to the Rhino. Give me an animal in this town. Come on, please. I'm really, really dedicated and passionate. I'm sure everyone out there on my social media is so sick and tired of listening to or watching and listening and seeing all my sad videos and, you know, save the whales and.
but you're making
save
people
the-
aware. You know, if you don't,
It's
then
all
they
about
don't
awareness.
know. So
There are more people that tune into Facebook
Right.
than any other media today.
that's true.
5 out of 6 pages in America that are
Wow.
clicked on our Facebook right now.
Yeah, it's the #1 website in the world.
And that's why I have 5 Facebook pages.
You have to.
Yeah.
You promote yourself, and it's good. You are your own brand. So
Well, you asked me in the last show, you know, why did I switch from radio to doing internet broadcast?
sure,
It's more, I have more listeners
Yeah.
and followers.
that's right.
And
And you can
subscriptions.
and push it out more. So it's awesome.
So what the baby factory said, no. Today we're going to have a great show. We've got our guest, Tiffany Nielsen, that will be coming on, talking about her book that she's just published.
Awesome. Awesome.
It's right here called Sin City Survival Guide, How to Survive in Las Vegas for Tourists and Locals.
I want to show the
Yes, right here.
The cool thing about video.
She'll be coming up. You know how we always like to
Sure.
To help a local business that's in town.
Of
and
course,
give some
of course.
information on that. I'm going to start off talking about some bucket list adventures of some local friends. Let's keep it local right now.
Okay.
And our girlfriend that was Gosh, she's a queen in herself. We've got Shannon Kelly. Has Shannon Kelly called in from New York City? The NYC It Girl.
No, we're still waiting for her call.
Hashtag NYC It Girl is going to be joining us. So as soon as she comes in, we're going to touch in on Las Vegas bucket list. She just went with her friend to Peru, which is Machu Picchu. Totally on my bucket list.
Right. Mine too. I keep seeing everybody taking pictures with it in the background. I go, I want to do that.
She was sending, thanks to today's technology, she was sending these videos via Instagram.
Wow.
That you could see the clouds like coming right by their shoulders and stuff. It was so amazing.
That's cool.
So I can't wait to get on the phone. Well, she's going to be joining us via Skype. They just returned safely.
Good.
She is the one that I told you about. We've been doing a bucket list adventures around the world for quite some years now, about 6 years, going to Spain, Greece, Thailand.
She's been all over the place.
We rode elephants there. I was on a mission to find a Bangkok show. That was my bucket list.
What did you find it?
Well, we ended up finding the show, but we never saw the ping pongs. But we did see her lay an egg, blow cigarette smoke rings out of her thingy, and dun 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 dun, and like
for those that aren't aware of what you're referring to, do you want to be more descriptive?
We were in a very, very safe atmosphere. Let me say, it was a great vibe. Cost us $72 in drinks.
Maybe you need the drinks if you're going to see.
But when you're with Thai money, I believe they were bots. Is it Thai bots?
I don't know.
And you see somebody come up against a wall like this, and they go like this, and they put you up against the wall, and then you hold a balloon, and I'm holding my balloon like this, like not knowing what I'm doing, and it just looks just like a strip club.
Sure.
With a long, not like I've ever been in one, like a long stage and 2 poles, and then 6 really cute girls come out, and they're like da 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 da, and they're not lady boys, and you know they're not lady boys because they're and they come back and they lay down.
This was going to get racy. Okay, go ahead.
They blow smoke holes. So they...
Well, it is me. If y'all need to be updated, I've written for Strip Las Vegas magazine for 8 years, 13 years total for the Adventures of Tiffany Masters. So to bring you up to date, writing about my adventures is now going to my talk show.
Right.
So anyway, this girl lays down.
She lays down.
And she's like leaning back, and I'm holding onto the balloon, and this guy goes, no, 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 and moves my balloon to the side. And Shannon Kelly's like, okay, I'm going to do the same. And she moves it right to the side. And this girl leans back and goes, pop, 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 pop. And Thai bots in hand, whoo, making it rain, making it rain. She shot out something down there.
A dart, maybe?
It had to have been a dart.
And very accurate, apparently.
Well, she heard lots of pow, 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 and only a couple of them hit. So where were they going?
No, they were all hit. But what if there was somebody with a gun?
Well, it is
conspiracy theory.
Wow. That'd be perfect.
I don't know anything about
Mike's show.
That is too funny.
That is funny.
Oh, my goodness. So let's talk a little bit about pool season.
Let's do it.
I'm going to hand this over to you.
Okay.
Here, hand this over to you.
Me?
Yeah, to George again.
Okay.
We are coming in from New York City. Which pool party are you going to go to this year first?
That's a good question. I'm a fan of Encore Beach Club.
EBC, can't go wrong.
Right.
I love Surrender. I've got to say, there are a lot of people competing for pool parties this year.
There are. And even Marquis done that dome thing now.
Oh, I know, right? Just for those of you that are about to visit Las Vegas, they have built a dome over the pool at Marquis, which is over at the Cosmopolitan Casino, so we can go year-round.
Yep.
Now, are they going to take the dome back off?
I think it's permanently there because they shut down the street for quite a while to install it. It was huge cranes putting up these structures.
I kind of like that idea. It gets up to like 123.
You could have a temperate weather in the midsummer, but still have the heat.
When I had Cabana Candy, it was just too hot some days.
You're sweating bullets out there.
But that was what, you don't drink.
No.
So
I'm sure.
The more you drink and the more you sweat, it's awesome.
Is it?
Because you can drink so much more.
It comes right out. Something else that happens when it's so hot is your phone shuts down.
Yes. That's what's sad.
It'll
Even in a
it'll go
cabana.
overheat, and you're like, what?
Yeah. People, please take me for real. There's a guy that just moved here from France.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved into an apartment building way past Hard Rock. And he said, I'm not going to get a car. I'm just going to walk.
Okay.
And you have to laugh.
Yeah.
You
Especially
can't
in
even
midsummer.
walk to your car.
Yeah, it's very hot.
It gets seriously
It's not
dangerous.
at least it's not humid because I mean people will always laugh and say, "Oh, it's a dry heat," but the difference is a sauna or a blow dryer in your face. That's really the difference.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So with bringing that up, we've got a pretty hot guest today, Tiffany Nielsen. Do you know her? She's got some hot pictures in here.
There are some hot pictures in this little book.
And I'd like to see what her... Oh, what is this? Vegas bucket list? Oh, you are so busted before I get you on this show.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's time to bring her on.
Well, welcome.
Come on over here,
Tiffany
Nielsen. Welcome to the hot seat. Wow. Just put this on right there.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hello. And then you can adjust that.
Okay, well, just to make it clear on the bucket list, I started the book 3 years ago, so I started it before I realized that you had a bucket list.
Oh, we've been doing bucket lists since 2007. So do the math on that. But that's good. That's fine.
Well, I would like you to have a part in it, so maybe I can mention you in it in the final edit because it's.
Oh, that's okay. No, I'm good. I'm good with parties and edits, and I don't need. I'm not asking anything from you. It's just ironic that I open it up to this page. So tell me, how did you get started on writing this book?
Well, I was sitting on my couch one day with a good friend of mine, George, and we were talking about how so many people in Vegas are just lost. And that,
What do you mean by that?
That they need some sort of direction and just some kind of purpose and just some kind of guidelines because whether it's tourists or locals, nobody seems to know how to act. So it's like, based on all the people from Ohio that were
it's a book on etiquette?
Not necessarily etiquette, but just the things that are, I guess, acceptable in Sin City. So for all my friends that are visiting from Ohio, I was just really getting tired of laying down all the guidelines of, okay, this is how the VIP line works, and this is how this works. And so
very true. They try to break through. They touch the velvet rope. They try to lift the velvet rope. And that's like the big no-no, George. Never touch a man's rope.
I never touched a man's rope.
It's so true, though.
Thought about it a couple times, but didn't do it.
Well, Tiffany, give me some more Las Vegas etiquette tips.
Okay, well, there's a lot of tips in there, but there's 21 things you just don't do in Vegas. Don't forget anything. Don't forget your ID. Don't forget your room key or sunglasses. Sunglasses are very important.
They sell those just about everywhere, though, or they give them away in the nightclubs at night. You could be walking out with a light group logo and then walk into a towel. Yes. So, okay, give me some more tips. Give me some pool tips. Today our topic is pools.
Sunscreen. Got to wear sunscreen, especially if you're not from here because you kind of get a little bit of a buildup and a tolerance for the sun after you've lived here for a little bit. But if you're visiting, definitely bring sunscreen.
Nothing worse than ruining your trip by becoming a lobster one day and the rest of the time. And you always get that one guy in the group like, oh, I got this. And he's usually the guy that's drunk and irritable at the end of the night. Listerine by day 4.
And if you're going to a pool party, I'd say drink a water here and there and don't just stick to alcohol because you'll definitely dehydrate and you'll have a really bad hangover. So water with your drinking in the sun.
For sure. You can't get enough of that.
In case you're wondering, we actually have Shannon on with us right now.
Shannon, baby.
Do you want to talk with her?
Do I want to talk? Shannon, say hi.
Hello.
Hey, welcome back. Shannon was one of my original Cabana Candy girls, and we did the whole rehab party at the Hard Rock every single Sunday. She was on the show with me, and we have some great memories of the pool, don't we, love?
Oh, yes. Tons.
We'll have to think of, what was probably your favorite moment with not just rehab, because we actually went to Bear and Liquid, and I remember one over at Wet Republic. What is your favorite pool in Vegas, or your don't do that. They'll have to pay us to say that one. What is your best pool memory in Vegas?
You talking to me?
I'm talking to you. The hottest girl that used to
Okay.
win all these contests. Hello.
Uh-oh. Um, my memory with us and the actual Cabana Candy Girls?
Mm, or just yours altogether, honey. It's probably winning all that
Um,
cash.
oh, well, definitely winning all the, I mean, so many times at the pool where I would just win $10,000 cash and walk out within the hour. And then, of course, no one ever believes you until they hear about it. Probably the best 15 minutes of my entire life.
Which was which?
Um,
Which was which one?
Wet Republic, and it was for the Spy on Vegas Hot 100.
I remember that.
And it was the very beginning stages of it. And there was a baller customer there, of course. And of course, it just so happened to be the day that I decided to go as one of my voting days. And he just decided to hold his own contest because, he was able to do it and wanted, of course, all the attention and stuff. So he did. And we all strutted our stuff down the little catwalk. And they did like a little pre-interview round too of like questioning.
And just to
And
bring everybody up to date here, Shannon was entered in the top 100 contest where 100 girls enter, correct? And then the top girl wins $100,000 for a
Yes.
bikini contest that summer. So just to bring
Right.
everybody some awareness right here and some knowledge of this, Shannon was in the top in the running at that time. And she had shown up just to be in the contest and just happened across a guy in a cabana that wanted to get a little crazy wild. And then go on.
And let's just say it was my lucky day.
No, tell us more. I heard about this. I will just say from rumors, and you don't have to say yes or no. But let's just call this guy. Let's just call this guy Mr. Green. Brings out
Green.
Mr. Green brings out a stack of cash and some crazy chips and stuff, and lets these girls have their very own contest right in his cabana. And wasn't it like 10 grand each that these girls were winning in his own cash? I know it was
Yeah,
way up there per girl.
but that day I was the only girl that won 10 grand. But I mean, after that day,
Yay!
he became very well known in Vegas, and of course, everybody wanted him at their pool. So
And now they
once
hunt
he
them
did that,
down.
it was kind of like that was his summer thing. So like he would go to the pools and make a big deal, make a big scene, and start giving away thousands of dollars to bikini-clad women.
What is the sound, Shannon? What do you have in the background going? Put any
Oh, the
machinery
sound?
down.
Is there a bad sound? I'm sorry. I live in New York City.
It's New York City. She's probably having to shut the window. You never know in that city.
City issues over here today.
She lives on the corner of Perry and Bleecker, where they filmed
Yes.
Sex in the City, where what's her name?
Carrie Bradshaw.
Carrie Bradshaw lived. And so if you can visualize where Shannon is right now, that's exactly where she is. Coming in via Skype, sharing her stories. Now, Shannon, not to get off the pool subject, but I have you on here to talk about, and we'll get right back to you with Sin City Guide Survival and pools. Please, for all of our bucket list listeners, which are all of us, okay, you and I have traveled the world, girlfriend. We have seen some stuff,
Yes, we
including
have.
giant octopus legs across our kitchen table that evening in Santorini, Greece. Okay, don't get too excited, y'all. But we have traveled all over the world together. Yet you went on
We
this
should really,
vacation.
we should keep track, so we should actually have statistics. So we can bang out the statistics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just talking about Bangkok, so that actually goes. Well, let's bang this one out that I wasn't at. Tell us more. You went on one of my bucket list fantasies, and tell us where you went. She's going to take us on a tour, y'all, to inspire us from Machu Picchu, Peru, through Carnival and Rio de Janeiro. Please, Shannon, tell us about your experience, including the plane rides.
Oh gosh. Well, plane ride actually wasn't as bad this time. It only took us about 8 hours to get there from LA, so it wasn't bad at all. Felt
That's
like I
not
woke up and I
bad.
was. No, I wasn't there. Compared to what we did, we've done, 18 hours we've clocked before. So this was a breeze compared to traveling to Australia or Asia. And the best part about this, living in New York, I was actually on the same time level or time zone. I was in the same time zone as everyone in New York. So I don't really have any jet lag or anything. So thank
Well,
God
that's
for
a
that.
good
That was a
thing.
plus.
Jet lag sucks.
Yeah, that's usually rare when you travel overseas. Um, but it really was the trip of a lifetime. I went to Lima, Peru, and then I did Sacred Valley, which is another city in Peru.
Is that where you get the
Um,
coca leaves?
um, the coca leaves you can find, I think, pretty much anywhere in Peru. But I think, like,
Did you
yeah,
chew any? What did they taste like?
no, I didn't. I didn't
You
get to
you
taste
are
any.
such a wimp. Oh my God, that would be
No,
the
I
first thing on
know.
my bucket list to try. Not that
There's the
I
two
don't
things.
do drugs,
Well,
just for the record, y'all. I've had my
I
day, plenty of them. But
definitely looked into it. I definitely looked into it, but nobody had any answers for us. And to be honest,
what? I
there
heard
was
that they
such a
have to sell them in order to acclimate to the gravity that you're in. Travel Channel,
I
you
don't.
lied.
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah, I
disappointed.
can't answer that. But we did look into that, and we also looked into this Asawaka tea we heard about,
Oh,
which
yes.
is like some kind of a spiritual thing. We tried to do our research, but again, like no one really had any answers for us. And there was major language barriers in Peru. Major. Like it was funny because,
Well, I remember you trying to speak Balinese, Thai. I remember how you kept trying to speak.
ugh, it was a mess. But yeah, it's like you don't know who to be mad at or who to point the finger to because it's like you're in their country, you can't speak their language. You're assuming that they can speak English, but they can't. So it's like you're just frustrated, But besides that, I did Sacred Valley, I did Lima, and then we did what else did we do? Aguas Caliente is the city right outside of Machu Picchu. Um, so I stayed in Lima one night. Lima was actually the only civilized city within Peru. They actually had a lot of gaming, casinos. It was like a very like mini, mini, mini Las
Please
Vegas.
tell me you did not spend time in there with all the things
You
that you
know
could
what?
do.
I had to walk into the casino and bet because it's been a while,
So
and
how much was
we
the minimum bet?
we like $10. We lost $100.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we just had to do it. I was like, oh, just take me back to my Vegas
So was it
days 'cause I
spiritual?
loved
I'm
it.
looking for different answers from you because you know me. Just for y'all to know, I'm an ordained minister. In my travels with Shannon, I'm all about going to the temples and going to all of these, right? Even the Greek Orthodox Church we ended up going to in Zakynthos, right outside of
Yeah.
France there. I'm all about different religions and different things, and I would make Shannon go into all these things with me because she's very Irish Catholic. And I'm thinking that you would like do a meditation just for me out of Peru. Come on.
They did. I did do a little meditating. Of course, I meditated for like, a
Shut
minute,
up.
2 minutes tops. But I mean,
You prayed. I
I
guarantee, Shannon,
honestly,
knowing you got up and did the sign of the cross when you were done.
yes, I pray and constantly bless myself, like a weirdo. But I don't have the patience to meditate for more than 5 minutes. However, it's always good to take the photo and pretend like you are still experiencing their culture,
I
which is
know
what I
you.
do.
Yeah,
But
that's what you do.
but Lima was the only civilized city, and then we went to Sacred Valley, which was this other little city right outside of Machu Picchu, and that was just very poor, very third world. It was the saddest
Was
thing
it
I've ever
poorer?
seen.
Was it poorer than what we
Poor.
witnessed at the
I mean,
Fisherman's Village in Phuket?
yes, yes,
Oh, don't
like
tell
that.
me that.
Poor. These people were living in like mud clay houses. That's how poor. Like not much electric, like barely running
But did they
water.
have
Like
food and family? Poor could be
yeah,
not. I mean, you're used to the West Village, darling,
right,
NYC.
right.
Um, is is he
But
here? Okay, good.
they're
No.
living very, very rough over there. It was so sad. We didn't even want to go out at night because, well, we didn't
Well, it's
know.
dangerous.
Right. We didn't know how dangerous it was. Plus, you couldn't even see because the lighting, there wasn't many lights, street lights.
Mhm.
So it was literally like pitch black in some of these, cities.
Right.
Small cities, like small suburb cities.
Have you
Um,
ever been out of the country?
Actually, yeah, I just went last year to Ibiza and to England and
That's more not third world class.
Not third world,
No, it's scary that way. Hi, baby. I just see my Shannon. I miss you so much. I can see you.
you
Oh,
can see me?
well, you're on a little phone.
I'm in a
right
little
now.
box. So yeah.
I
Well, I hope no
love
one
you.
else sees me because I look trifling right now.
It's just me. I
Okay,
miss
good.
my bestie. Gosh, do we
me
have
too.
memories?
Well,
Ah,
I feel like I'm there, definitely there in spirit. That's for sure.
yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's skip to this. Give me
So-
some good stuff. Give me
So much-
you've got 5 minutes to give me your biggest moments
Okay.
because you didn't end in Peru.
No, but Machu Picchu, I must say, was the highlight of the entire trip.
Okay,
Like
so
that
now you're
place-
telling me to go. By the way, for y'all to
Yes.
know, it's $1,400 round trip right now for flights.
Yes, it is. It's very reasonable and cheap to go. I would only go there maybe for 2-3 days tops. I would go there. I would stay in Aguas Caliente. For everybody who's listening, don't do Sacred Valley. Just stay in Aguas Caliente. Wake up and do Machu Picchu. It literally only takes you a half a day to do Machu Picchu, and you're done. You could get it. You could be there for 2 days and be out of Peru. It's like the
Really?
quickest.
It's only worth 2 days to go. So how much was it
Yeah.
to, so you leave there, how much was it to fly from like Peru down to Brazil? Because then she ends up in Rio for Carnival. So excited
Well,
for
yes.
her.
I can't answer that because I didn't pay for the trip.
Well, on one of our trips we didn't pay for either for our trip around the world. Shannon won a
Yes, that-
contest through Light Group, which you gotta love nightlife in Las Vegas. We get all these crazy contests, but there's a reason for it. Girls win these contests, and this one particular was a trip around the world where Shannon had to go up and get all these stamps and a fake passport to go and win this. God, we ended up taking it to China, Thailand,
Yeah,
Singapore,
it was called
Bali.
around the world. It was called Around the World, and I won the trip, and it was a $5,000 voucher to anywhere
Gotta
in the
love
world
Las
I
Vegas.
wanted to go.
Gotta love
So-
Las Vegas.
Who else but to take my bestie?
Of course.
But
Because I could
so
afford to buy my
definitely
own
not-
drinks too. We agreed on that.
definitely Machu Picchu is a bucket list
Okay.
for sure, 100%. You could do that literally within 2 days, no more than 3. And then I would make it worth it and try to travel, of course, to another country. I had to go to Brazil because of the Christ Redeemer, and just because it was Brazil.
The
I
Christ
had to go see-
Redeemer.
It-
And
it-
how is
it-
Krista? Wait till you see the photos, everyone. By the way, you can ask where they can follow you. What is your Instagram?
They can follow me at NYCItGirlXO. And you can follow me on Twitter at ShannonKelly926.
And you can see all these amazing photos with her at Krista. Tell me about Carnival.
Carnival. I would say Rio to me was like the lower class Miami.
I told you, did I not say
Yes.
don't waste your money and time going to Rio? Sorry. Totally
It
said
was
it.
lower class Miami. However, and of course for Carnival,
Best
it
friends
was
don't
just
listen.
raids of people. But obviously Carnival was the biggest and best event. It was we did it the only way, VIP style. It was just so colorful and vibrant, and
At least you went to Carnival. That's really cool. I didn't get to see that. I went on a no time. Boring time.
there were 30,000 people there. It was like Mardi Gras times 20 on steroids.
Speaking of, actually, I got to interrupt. It reminds me of a rumor I just heard about myself, about Rio. The other day sorry, I've got to interrupt here. The other day I'm having Thai with one of my friends, and he was like, is it true that you were kidnapped in Rio? And I said, well, yeah, I actually was. Right by Krista was where those waterfalls are. And we had a permit to shoot for National Geographic went first, and I went second. And he goes, so they really hurt you bad, huh? I go, No, long story short, it was a $62 what they called it, PETA fine. It was actually my ransom. This guy jumps out in a machine gun because my top came off in this waterfall. That's illegally seen in Portuguese, which I don't speak, but my videographer was from Mexico. So we get in the car and we're going or whatever. So that part of the story is he paid the fine and the guy jumped off in the forest and that was it. Or the Amazon rainforest or whatever. So that was it. Now, rumor has that I was kidnapped by the Brazilian mob and had my titty chopped off in Brazil. I'm like, you will not believe what comes out of some of these people's mouths in this town. Just the rumors. Ah, I swear. But okay, I am so excited. I mean, we've got so many bucket list adventures to talk about. Ah, I miss you. So you went to Brazil in Carnival, and then
Carnival was amazing. I would only do Carnival like it's a 3 or 4 day process, like 4 day. You know, I would spend those 3-4 days in Rio, but the actual Carnival parade, they have it three nights in a row. Only like one night you go is fine. You don't need to be there all 3 nights. And it is very expensive. The tickets are $500 plus.
Wow, just to go to that event?
Just to go to that event, yeah. That is actually very pricey.
God, it's like EDC.
Yeah. You can get deals. You can get deals at the hotels and
But
they
you
do
know
run
us.
specials.
It's like you've got to bucket and do it. You've got to try it, you know. And
Correct.
then you went to one more place before we wrap you up
Yes.
and I bring you back on the next show.
And then we ended it. We figured, you know, there's vacationing and traveling, and we pretty much traveled the entire time. So we needed a nice vacation from a vacation, which is why we went to Florianopolis, Brazil, which is supposedly the Saint-Tropez of Brazil. And it was actually a huge city, lots of skyscrapers. I thought it was going to be a lot more beachy and tropical. It wasn't, but it was beautiful, and we did go to their popular beaches.
Was that kind of like when we went to Singapore?
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit. Honestly, it was Florianopolis was like Miami. It was
that's not a place I would recommend.
It's on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah, I mean, not a bucket list. Florianopolis was not a bucket list. I mean, no, it's all they have all the DJs. It's very Miami. It's just like Miami.
Awesome.
But you know, we had a great time. We did, you know, we relaxed more, and we actually did flyboarding. Flyboarding is a bucket list.
Wow, flyboarding. That's like with a kite. It's like
no, you're hovering over the water.
Yeah.
And you have to balance yourself on like this board as the water is shooting you up in the air.
Oh, yes, I saw that video. That is disgusting.
Yes.
I can't wait. That is like 2 major douches right underneath your feet, just flying like, whoa! It's like total Jetson. I can't wait. For me, I would go face down, and then the next thing you know, I'm on the bottom of the ocean like this. For sure, with my leg. And there go my implants under my armpits, having to push them back in, and that's why I don't snowboard. That's for sure. I saw that.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing, that's it. Just saying.
I would say that was the highlight of my Florianopolis trip, though, was doing flyboarding.
Well, I can't wait to get on and see all that. Well, I am going to interview this pretty girl, Tiffany Nielsen, that just made a book about her life in Las Vegas. How about that? Props to her, because I moved here in 1999 to write a book, and I've still yet to get to an ending chapter.
Tiffany, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Tiffany Nielsen, wasn't she like prom princess or prom
Yes,
queen
I
one
believe
year,
that was
correct?
the year that you won prom queen.
I actually have a picture of the two of us in my closet, Shannon, and it's like we're drinking out of these huge bottles, but I see it every day. And it's really funny.
Well,
I wanted to double check. I was like, wait a minute, I know her.
Yeah, she has a book out. Everything's great except for something very pretty in here that I'm seeing that I didn't know about. But very, very cool. So we've got some questions. Do you have any questions about a Sin City survival guide? Let's ask you one. How did you survive in Las Vegas? You actually graduated with a degree from UNLV, being my best friend. Now she lives in New York City. How do you think that you survived?
Self-control and balance.
Absolutely.
I mean, really.
Well, thank you, Shannon, so much for calling us today. I love you. I miss you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my
And
wifey.
I feel like I'm in Vegas. I can't wait to come back and see you. I'll see you in April.
Okay, great. Be out here for April
And-
19th for a big opening. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
All right.
I love you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Anyone
everyone.
out
Love
there
you.
right now that wants to call me at 702-605-0498 or get me on Twitter at Tiffany Masters, I'll be giving away some snowboarding lessons, tickets, and rental gear today. So you've got about 5 minutes. First one that calls in gets that. 702-605-0498. Call for some snowboard fun up at Mount Charleston before that snow is gone because you want to bucket and do it. Do it today or regret it tomorrow. Tommy has brought me in a gift right now. You ready for this?
Yeah.
We're going to have some cocktails after this. Thank you for our sponsor, Chopin. Love you. And Tommy is the owner of Alma Tequila. I want to see a bottle. Bring that on over. I would think that part of surviving in Vegas, Tiffany, is definitely, they are like, Tiff, how do you keep those looks? I'm like, alcohol preserves. But I do detox as much as I retox. And next week, I'm going to be bringing in a lot of animals to the show to support Rosenmoor Zoo for a charity benefit. I really hope you and your friends come.
I definitely will.
Okay, at the
I've got my
Foundation Room at
gift
7
here
o'clock.
from-
Yay!
to give away. So
We're going to be raffling these off. And the money, all proceeds will go to Rosenmoor to save our animals. To learn more, go to www.lasvegasbucketlist.com. And I'll be doing a blog and a story over Tiffany as well. Before we run out of time today, I'd really like, before I get into this, by the way, this is the absolute truth. This is the best tequila I have ever had. Before we do our benefit, it's $30 a ticket to come to my house for margaritas and monkeys. And Tommy is a big philanthropist when it comes to animals, even vegetarian himself. We've got this you get to come over and cuddle and play with baby monkeys, baby kangaroos, all the little animals to help bring awareness that this is an educational program and not with cages and the animals it's not like a zoo. So that'll be this coming Wednesday at my house a week from today from 4 to 7. So contact me through direct message, LasVegasBucketList.com. And I hope that you and your friends can buy that first. And then we'll go up and win some raffles, which is everything from skydiving to Machine Guns Vegas, Playboy Mansion tickets that we're giving out. There's tons of stuff on our silent auction, so just follow me on Twitter and you'll get more information on that. Now, before we wrap up, let's get down and dirty. It is Sin City. Tell me the wildest time that you've had in Las Vegas.
well, I would have to say it was at a wedding.
Awesome.
It was, my friends were renewing their vows, and we all thought that we were just going to this Halloween party dressed as devils and angels. And then we get there, and I was expecting maybe like 20 people. There's like 80 people or more, like all dressed as mostly devils, and it's just everybody's naked and like wearing like just G-strings, and that's it, like craziness. And then they're like, all right, the limos are here. So we go, and we get in the limos and get in there, and they're like, you think you're going to Dre's. Mwahaha. You're not going to Dre's. You're going to a secret destination. And we're like, what?
Oh,
And
that's
I'm like,
great.
oh, God, we're getting on the freeway. And I don't know if you know Dr. Scott and Andrew and Jessica, but they were the ones that were putting it together. It was Andrew and Jessica's anniversary. But here we were in front of the little white chapel on Las Vegas Boulevard, and it's like 80 devils deep, just like standing in front. Everyone, even the chapel said it was the craziest thing they've ever seen.
Wow, that's really neat. That's really interesting. Wow. I think my wildest moment was a guy throwing $250,000 in $100 bills in the middle of Marquee nightclub on the dance floor. That was the time that I just had to shake my head and say, only in Vegas. And I know you all remember that night. Who can forget a night like that? And I'm like, I'm standing in the back going, oh my God, I'm scared. But security had us so backed up because they were the ones picking up all the $100 bills.
They
We
usually
were
do.
safe that they weren't going to get to the guy with the money. That was awesome. And what is your worst hangover you've ever had? Waking up in Vegas, did you ever say, wow, this is waking up in Vegas? Are you
All
from
the
here?
time. No.
Yeah, right? Every day I'm like, oh, thank God I'm alive. Where are you from? Is this what you've set out to do, was to come and party in Vegas, become a Vegas princess, and write a book on a survival guide? And
Not at all. I'm from small town, middle of nowhere, Ohio, and a friend of mine moved out here and said, Tiffany, there's not another place on the planet that screams your name more than Vegas. I'm like, really? And I was throwing events in Ohio at the time, in Columbus, Ohio, and so I was coming out here to do events, and it's really frustrating because the people don't have their, like, the heart and the soul that my friends in Ohio that would come out to
Yeah.
the parties do, and
Well,
it was
that's
just
right.
disappointing. So
Yeah.
I switched gears a little bit.
Well, if you have the mentality, and Jeremy and I were talking about this on another show, if you have the mentality not to be a hater, not to always keep it humble. Let's say just keep it humble. Don't be a hater, and everyone you meet, make them be. They're not your stranger. Love you, Bama. They're just friends that you haven't met yet.
Right.
And that's where I think that is very important in making it this town and keeping a soul. I'm a mother of a 19 and 22-year-old. They're my best friends, and I brought them into the industry when we are one big happy Masters family. We are so dysfunctional that we are functional. And, just be honest. Keep it honest, keep it real. When I was taught out here in 99 to wear sunglasses at night and to go out, Tommy, remember those days? Yeah. And those teams have really, really changed. And the arrogant ones now are the ones that are not cool. I think that these days things are starting to turn around and the big bubble has popped. And congratulations to you and your book. Now, I've done some research. You said that you're up to another one. Tell us more about that.
Well, there were certain things that I just didn't want to go as far as saying in this book, so I'm doing the X-rated next.
Yay! It is Vegas.
So
We call it Sin City for a reason. Whoop, whoop.
it'll be a little more risque, and it's going to be a black book instead of white. So I think the guys will be a little more likely to pick that book up. This is more for girls. It's kind of, a little more feminine, and then, rough it up a little bit.
I see a lot of
X-rated.
Vegas locals have been photographed in this book. Was this your idea? Did you... It's
Yeah.
understanding your purpose, better safe than sorry. Give me a tip as a woman before we end this. Give me one tip really fast, last minute, is what is safety for a woman in Las Vegas here? You said safety tips.
Okay, well, as far as safety goes, if you're with a group and you're not from here, obviously you want to let your group know where you are or who you're leaving with so that they have some kind of idea of how to track you down if you would come up missing. And just try not to walk by yourself. And if you are, then walk in the main lights of the casino. Don't try to be like,
I gotta back
hiding
this
in
up.
the back. but-
Never ever walk yourself in Las Vegas. Period. No matter how dark, whatever. As soon as you leave the sky, or what what do you call it? The eyes in the sky. As soon as you leave a casino, you are not protected. Do not walk by yourself in Las Vegas ever, 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 ever. I used to have a rule at for the girls that were with Vegas Armstrongs and Cabana Candy. They were required when they worked at Hard Rock or Bear or any event of mine. They were required to valet. If they did not valet for $2 for a tip, then they didn't get a paycheck. It was that clear. I was not going to be held responsible for somebody that was cheap enough to walk through a parking lot and have something happen to them. So it's
had
it's
scary
still Sin
experiences.
City for a reason. I mean, granted, you don't hear about it very often, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And I really like the fact that it is, the Sin City Survival Guide. So, you're talking about the safety of protecting yourself, wearing sunscreen, water, and I think my tips are for pool season. George, we were just talking about this. Did you know that women should not bring purses to a pool?
See, I had no idea because I always brought my purse.
You don't bring a purse to a pool because they will take your makeup, your Visine, your asthma medicine, your birth control pills. They take everything from you in fear of being roofied.
Your gum, your lipstick, lip
I've
gloss,
never been that
everything.
lucky. I'm like, hold on, here's my drink. I'll be right back in 20 minutes. I'm going to the bathroom in a big, long crowd. I never get roofied, ever. But anyway, that's a bad joke. So, yes, don't take your purses. Ladies, they will take everything from you. I had someone bring me cupcakes last summer for a party at a particular pool, and they took the cupcakes from this woman, bless her heart, that had made those. And
And it's hard because you can't bring
They
it back
weren't
to
even
the car.
brownies
Yeah,
where they
you
were
have to throw it
suspicious.
away.
Yeah. So, girls, just come in your thong and your high heels, and that's about it. Actually, don't wear thongs to a pool. It's not cool. Always wear a nice body wrap, and it's classy. And my favorite pool plug would be to go to Bear. I like Bear. I enjoy Surrender in the right atmospheres. I just feel like Bear doesn't have the testosterone beef heads around, and I like the light group mentality of the bussers dance as they're walking by. It's smaller. It's not so congested. What is your favorite pool?
I think I've been to one of your parties at Bear, and they're pretty good. I like Daylight at Mandalay.
I
It
like
just opened, but
Daylight
it's
at
good.
night. I love, that's my favorite pool at night. And secondly would obviously be Surrender because of the nice breeze that's blowing through and all.
Gotta love
but-
Encore Beach Club. It's great.
Yes. Which Encore is located at the Wynn. Bear is over at Mirage, and Liquid is opening. I'm excited for this. So I'll see you over at Liquid Pool, and that is located at Aria Casino. So I'm so excited for summer.
Can't
How
forget about
you?
Rehab.
Been there, done that. I'm getting too old for that. But yes, Rehab is a really fun place. But at
Well,
my
I can't
age,
go
I've
without thinking of you. So.
That's true. I did enough years on that TV show to kind of wrap that one up. I've retired from rehab. I've graduated. What would say? They released me.
Well, you've got a legacy there.
Thank you. All right, well, everyone, thank you so much for waking up with us in Vegas, and we will see you every Wednesday at 3. Anything that we want to add, George, while we're here?
Every Wednesday at 3. I think you covered it
I think
already.
it's Hump Day.
Yes, it is.
Wednesdays live at 3 for MP3 that you can download to take with me, take with you. You can take me with you to the gym or on a flight or whatever. You can download me right into your pocket with an MP3 podcast that you can get on LasVegasBucketList.com. And we have a caller.
We do.
Who's going to be the winner?
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hello. Hi. Welcome to Waking Up in Vegas.
Hey, I just wanted to tell a little story about taking things into the pool.
Taking things into the pool. Go for it. You've got 2 minutes.
Okay, I took my purse in with my BC powder from Alabama. Well, they, of course, thought it was cocaine.
BC
So I
powder
had
by
those-
y'all. It's headache medicine. That have you seen it? It's in a white powder, but it's legal.
It's like a
Yeah,
It's
but they
wrapped
only sell
like
it
in
on the
joint
East
paper.
Coast.
Not that I know.
Probably, it's only sold on the East Coast, and nobody knows about it out here. So I had to go to the policeman and the police dogs, and they took all my stuff. They tested it and shook it up to see if it was blue. And I was like, are you kidding me? Do you not know NASCAR? I mean, a guy has BC powders on his car. So anyway, yes, when you go, take the bare essentials.
Don't take any white powdery substances with you.
No.
That's funny. Just being like
Powder
can
in
you-
any color, you're gonna be in
Can you
trouble.
imagine? Can you imagine though? I swear it's BC powder. If any security let you through with that, I would be so shocked. Well, thank you so much for sharing that story with us. Thank you so much, and we will. Don't forget to come back with us next week, Wednesdays live at 3.